Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube fam? This is your boy, Mr. Straight Talk, back with another episode of Pause and Reflect. Hopefully, everybody had a great work week. And if you're here on a Friday, just thank the Lord above that you made it through another week, and hopefully you're fortunate enough, like myself, where you don't work on the weekend. So, but nevertheless, let's get into today's show. So today's the topic is oh man, what just happened there? The topic of today's show, excuse me, the topic of today's show is mental toughness in a soft society. Oh man, so this should be an interesting one. So let me just start out with a quote. And good morning to you, Keela. Let me start out with a quote from Thomas Jefferson. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth could help the man with the wrong mental attitude. And that's what I want to talk about today. Peace to the captain in the building, Captain Azariah. So let me touch on that for real quick. So nothing can stop a man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal, and nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. Hey man, ever since I've been doing these pause and reflects, I've been harping on the fact that a lot of this stuff, just being a man, starts in your mental. It literally starts with your mental outlook on how you view things. So, and the reason why I want to do today about being mentally tough in this soft world, we could all agree that we live in a world that encourages comfort, excuses, and weakness. We could all agree on that. Just we could agree to that point first of all, that this world isn't designed for the strong. We always say the strong survives, but even if you look in the social structure, um, more help is given to people that are weaker in most cases. And this world encourages that. This world encourages everybody conforming to the social norms. As you see my avatar, you see it with the censored tape on it. Just because I'm telling y'all, this year I'm going back in my bag. I'm going back to my old ways. So whoever's going to be offended, be very offended, because it's coming. And you guys know how I get down. Nobody's off limits. So, but as men, we don't have the luxury. So we don't have that luxury of living in our comfort, living in our excuses, living in our weakness. Mental toughness isn't optional; it's a necessity. So I just want to look at some signs, and what we need to do as men to endure in this world. Like I saw a story last night. I'm going to touch on it. If I don't do it on Man Talk Monday, it might be something I just do on my own. But I was scrolling through IG last night, and a picture of Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, and Dwayne Wade's son popped up. And he, to me, he's a son. You know, Sick boys just as tall as his dad. Full hair, dress, everything like that. That's an issue there. But you know what? That guy will be applauded and called courageous and things like that. And his dad will be applauded as being a stand-up guy because he's letting his kid live in his truth. First of all, you're not even old enough to drink or to vote or to drive a car. How the hell are you old enough to know that you want to change your identity? Come on, man. Listen, just enough with all the foolishness. It's time that we need to start addressing these issues as they come on. But like I said, I'll deal with that on another side. So let's look at a couple of signs that identify a soft society. So people avoid discomfort and they seek constant ease. You ever notice men now, they don't like confrontation. like, as y'all, any of y'all follow me in any length of time, y'all know that I'm very confrontational, and I'll say things to stir up arguments. And it's never to just be like, oh, I got you moment. It's to just to bring things out. For the past 3 days, I've been arguing back and forth with my friends over our last Man Talk Monday show. And I love it. I think it's like the best thing ever. We always have the victim mentality. We like to blame others instead of taking responsibilities. Tell me, hey, let me know if you heard that one before. Man, black people especially, the white man's holding me down, or I'm a product of my environment. I grew up in a bad home. My daddy wasn't there. Your dad left you 30 years ago. I mean, what still is the issue? And I'm not saying that people don't carry things, people don't bear burdens, and people don't need counseling and things. But what I'm saying is you can't constantly lean on these things as a crutch. It's crazy. At some point, I think it's in the book of Luke. The scripture said they that need a physician. Not, I know those that are sick don't need a physician. Those who aren't sick don't need a physician. Something to that effect. And just remember, one of my first messages that I preached back when I was 18, it was entitled "Out of the Emergency Room into the Recovery Room." Like at some point, man, we're gonna have to get out of the emergency room and start healing and start recovering from some of this trauma, some of this shit that's been holding us down. But let me move on, because I only stay like 20 minutes on this thing. But we seek instant gratification. Everything is instant. This is microwave generation. We want it now. Everything we want in 2 minutes or less. You know what I mean? If I do something on my job, I'm expecting to be making six figures right then and there, and I don't even know the first thing about the company. You know what I mean? It's just instant gratification. We want success without effort. That's a sign of softness in this society. We don't want to do anything anymore. I grew up watching my dad work the most crappiest jobs, with a smile on his face and his head held high. Because at the end of the day, he felt like a man. He was working to take care of his family. Now you got men that, God, if you shout out to Van Cat in the building, now you got men, if you ask them to work, it's like, oh my God, why you want me to work? What do I need to work for? Like, come on, man. It's like, yeah, correct, Cap. We not nobody. And Cap, I would say this too, as you being an Israelite, and I love how y'all hold the brothers one. Like, we don't always agree on doctrine. That's fine. But one thing I will say, that you guys hold the brothers accountable. You're accountable for your brothers, man, and that's what I'm talking about. And another thing, that's another sign of a weak society. And if I'm rushing through this, because I try to keep these under 20 minutes, and y'all know I'll just keep going. Weak emotional control. Oh my goodness, good Lord, I could do a whole show on this. I've never seen a generation of weak emotional men so much, and I'm not talking about crying. So miss me with that and say, oh, you Trevor saying men can't cry. That's bullshit. I encourage men crying, but what I don't encourage is men acting out of their emotion all the time. Those are women traits. Those are female traits. Women act emotionally. Men shouldn't be acting emotionally. You ever get, today is February 28th, don't buy anything from any company the entire day. We'll see how that goes, Venkat. But men act out of their emotions so much. They overreact instead of thinking logically. The art of thinking logically has all but disappeared in today's society. Literally, man. It's like you see some of these videos of these guys, a girl will reject them, and instead of just being like, all right, taking it on the chin, they'd be like, oh, F you, ho, I didn't want to talk to you anyway. Just emotional, just babies, just acting out of emotion. who raised some of you guys? Well, I know who raised some of you guys, but I won't even get into that one. But bro, like it man, we need to do a whole entire class on this. Just controlling your emotions as a man. Just, it's okay to cry, but you don't act out of your emotions out in the public. You're just so emotional. Everything, you can't take anything. But yet these people say they have the mind of Christ. I think not. Christ was very serious about his father's business. Absolutely. Bro, Cap, y'all, I'm giving y'all this one for free, Cap. You and Brother Ash, I would love to see y'all teach a class on that. Just the emotional state of men, just the weak emotional state of today's men. So let's move on here. So let's look at some mental toughness. Let's look at what mental toughness is. Mental toughness is the ability to endure hardships and keep going. One thing about men, some men, we know how to endure hardships and keep on trying. Staying disciplined even when motivation fades. I talked about that on my last show. Discipline over motivation. Motivation can only get your foot in the door, but you have to be disciplined to stay there. Listen, you got to be disciplined to follow a man that's telling you Jesus was black, when all your life you've been taught Jesus was that white guy that's on the picture, the Caesar Borgia. That takes discipline. You got to control your emotions instead of letting them control you. My God, we could just keep on going on that for days. And taking full responsibility for your actions. As a man, stop bitching and complaining and blaming everybody else. Stop blaming everybody else for something you did. A couple years ago, I was at work. I've been here 20 years. Never so much as had a serious cut. 2 years back to back, I got 2 injuries that caused me to get over 40 stitches in each one of my hands. And you know what? I was like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. I never blamed the company for oh, well, how come we did this and how come we did this? No, I took responsibility. Like, hey, you should have followed your intuition and not done that. You shouldn't have not done that. We got to learn how to take responsibilities for ourselves, man. There's too many times all we do is use the crutch because it's so easy. It's so easy for a black person who isn't where they want to be in life to blame the white man. It's so easy to blame white supremacy. It's so easy to blame your parents. But without looking at the fact that you didn't pay attention in class. Shout out to Keela in the building. You didn't pay attention to class. While you should have been studying, you were out partying. You spent half your life doing drugs. Now your brain cells are fried. Well, you can't pay attention. You can't stay focused. But you're blaming the white man for that. Oh man, the white man put the white. And listen, hey, this ain't no giving whitey a pass, because y'all know how I rock out. I don't even believe in interracial dating, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm telling y'all, I'm back this year. Hey, this censor tape is for a reason, because y'all getting me at my full unhinged self. But I am not going to be the person that's going to blame somebody else for limiting me from doing something to my best potential. You're not going to get me to, I'm sorry, I'm not going to fall into that category. It's by my hands. It's by my hands. By these hands that I have is what's going to make me or break me. So, oh man, I got 7 minutes. So let's look into some building factors real quick, and then I can get out of here. So in order to build mental toughness, man, one thing we got to do, we got to start embracing hardship. Stop running from the struggle, man. Everybody's going to struggle. Hell, whether you believe, whether you're a Christian, whether you're Israelite, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Jew, everybody is going to struggle. Any man born of a woman is promised trouble in his life. So we need to stop running from that and face those things head on. Again, here we go again. We got to develop discipline. We got to develop discipline. I preached it the last show that we did. Discipline. You gotta, man, discipline is so. Listen, y'all see the cap in the building. How is it that the cap could do a presentation and have Christians come on and argue at him and yell at him and change the subject, and all he does is just sit there and takes it? Is discipline. When you want to just curse somebody out, sometimes I be in there like, man, I want to cuss this guy out for you. It's discipline. You gotta be. Listen, man. I'm gonna tell y'all this. If you don't have discipline as a man, that's 50% of your thing right there. That probably where you are in life is because of your lack of discipline, because you can't handle, you're not disciplined enough to handle your finance. You're not disciplined enough to control your house. You're not disciplined enough to handle your business as a man. That's why your kids don't respect you. That's why your wife runs all over you, because you don't got no damn discipline. If they see you fucking off the money, what you think they gonna think? They're like, oh shit, I should fuck off the money too. Come on, man. Let's. Oh man, y'all get me hyped up, man. I got to get out of here. I'm looking at the time. Hey, here's another big one. We got to master emotional control. Respond to challenges logically, not emotionally. I am telling you, me and Wayne have been arguing for the past 3 days, since Monday. So do the math. What, that's 4 days. We have legit been arguing for the past week about Last Man Talk Monday show. If you haven't checked that out, hey man, you're doing yourself a disservice. Make sure and go check that out. We have legit been arguing all week over that. But guess what? At the end of it, we're like, hey, bro, I still love you. We just disagree. Discipline. Control your emotions. You got to control your emotions, man. View everything logically. I know that's hard for some people because they weren't taught logic. Listen, I am going to tell you, y'all know me and I don't change this stance. I say that a lot of men that are when you could always look at a lot of men that do bad in life, and this goes every way. And you could trace it to the fact that their moms raised them. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but then I'd bring up the thing where as to why wasn't the dad around? Even though he wasn't in the house, he still could have been in his kid's life. And I think that a lot of these men today, a lot of these boys today, you even listen to the way they talk. They slur when they talk. They talk like females. That's not. You pay attention. That didn't just happen. That's something that happened over time, because as the man backed away, the woman had to bear more responsibility and raise that boy. And the boy takes the way of his mom instead of the way of his dad, as he should. Oh, come on, man. Hey, listen, man, I'm preaching better than y'all reacted. And here's my last point, man, to build mental toughness. And again, this goes back to the second episode I did on Pause and Reflect. Surround yourself with strong men. What do they say? You're only as strong as your weakest link. Iron sharpens iron. Build a strong circle. I legit did a whole series on that. The importance of brotherhood. You don't surround yourself with men. Listen, y'all know me and Mike don't agree on a damn thing, but I could go to Mike with anything, whereas Mike could come to me with anything. Wayne is the same way. Plus, I have other men in my circle that I could reach out to if need be. Surround yourself with men that are doing better than you, or at least at a position that's close to you. I'm not saying turn your back on the brother that's not doing good, but what I'm saying is if you're the doing the best in your circle, then it might be time to start adding more pieces to that circle or finding a new circle. Because then we fall into that comfortability, and if you're the top of the circle, then you're like, oh shit, I'm the king. I'm gonna just rest in my laurels. No, you always have to have something to strive to achieve to. Always. So I'm gonna end with this. So the world wants us to be weak and to complain and to make excuses, but that's not who we are, man. If we want to succeed, we got to train ourselves to be mentally tough. Train yourself to be mentally tough. Push yourself. Push yourself through discomfort. Take full control of your life. Nobody's, I know we like to say the puppet master and things like that, but nobody's pulling strings, controlling your life. You are the one that can take charge of your life today. Take charge of your life and stop letting the weak societal norms dictate how you're gonna function as a man. It is okay. Y'all see on Toughness Politics, I had my straight and proud shirt on. It is okay to still be a straight conservative man in this world today. You don't have to agree to everything. You don't have to agree to everything. You don't have to go against your morals to be all inclusive. I teach my daughter all the time. Everybody's not going to be your friend. You don't have to fit in because not for nothing. You don't need a whole bunch of friends. I'd be worried about a guy that has too many friends. You don't need a bunch of friends. But stop conforming, man. Stop letting this world make you conform. How about you start impacting some change in this world? Hey, man, today's Friday. Hopefully everybody enjoys their weekend, man. If you have to work, I feel for you, man. May the Lord be with you. But I'm going to enjoy my weekend. My wife has some stuff planned for me. My birthday is next Friday, man. I'm getting old. My birthday is next Friday. But I'll be back on Monday with another episode of Pause and Reflect. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. Hopefully you shared a video. Hopefully something that I said did enlighten you and help you. Hey, man, with all that being said, peace, Lily. Lily, good morning. Hey, man, hopefully, like I said, there's something that I did say enlightened you and just make you think. Just make you think, because I'm at the end of the day, I'm not here. I'm nobody's teacher or anything like that. I'm just a dude with a microphone, and I see a need for things, and I like to express it. But I will be talking about that Dwayne Wade situation. I will be talking about that Dwayne Wade situation because it breaks my heart that oh man, over 20 minutes. I'm gonna say this last thing before I go. It breaks my heart that a grown man, grown athlete embraces the fact that his daughter, oh God, I said daughter, that his son is okay with pretending to be a woman. Something like that, it just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me. And I'm not going to be quiet anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I leave y'all with this. Y'all say, oh, you use the Bible all the time. You're damn right. I forget what book it was in, but dude, I love reading up on ancient Israel. King Saul, he had just been anointed king, and King Nahash, I think it was I'm getting the names wrong, but y'all know what I'm saying. Nahash wanted to make a deal with the men of Jabesh Gilead and told them that, hey, I'll make a peace treaty with you if you cut your eye out. That's the only way I'll make the treaty. You got to cut your eye out, and then I won't attack you. So he did it to embarrass them, because that's what the Bible said, that they did it as a reproach. So every year that the men had to come forward, everybody would be like, hey, those are the guys that basically cowered down. Those were the guys that were basically mentally weak, and they had to pluck their eyes out because they were afraid to fight. So the word got back to Saul, who was in the field plowing. And the Bible says that when word got to Saul, the Spirit of God came upon him. It said the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. And what did Saul do? It says Saul got angry. He didn't do like we do in churches today and be like, well, that's just how it is. It's better to be quiet than to fight. No. The Bible says that the Spirit of the Lord came upon Saul and he got angry. And I'm telling y'all today, it's time that some of you guys need to start getting angry. You need to start getting angry at some of the shit that you see going on in life. Aren't you tired of seeing our kids die to drugs? You know, I just lost a coworker a couple of weeks ago, drug overdose. Aren't you tired of seeing your kids dying to drugs? Aren't you tired of seeing our daughters prostituted out in the street? Aren't you tired of seeing our boys get locked away? Aren't you tired of watching our boys turn to women right in front of our eyes? It's time to get angry. It's time to get angry. This is your boy, Trevor. I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.
Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Been smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Been smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find